What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. We are doing the part 2 of the 90s toys that the chat is going to select. We're going to review it, react. If you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. It was a lot of fun going through the commercials, watching the weird, crazy stuff. Join us in this one. If you like the stuff, subscribe. So let's get into it. Beanie Babies. You guys suggested Beanie Babies. Let's go. Beanie Babies commercial. 1990. Oh, this is the McDonald's one. McDonald's made a deal with Beanie Babies, and whenever you would buy a Happy Meal, you would get a little mini baby, Beanie Baby. Beanie Babies were the craze, like absurd prices, people collecting them. Now there are so many people that have Beanie Babies, including myself. They're pretty much worthless now. But anyway, McDonald's had a deal.
Pinky, I got Pinky and Patty in the same week.
What, Vanessa, catch something?
Teeny beanie baby-itis.
Now at McDonald's, your kids can get teeny beanie babies.
Let me see if I can remember. This was Torin. I think that was his name. Oh my god, the polar bear. Oh, I remember all these. They were huge. I had them all. The moose was the hardest one to find, at least in New York, in my area. Now I'm friends with Haruka, so it's really not a big deal. I'm actually friends with a moose now.
Happy Meal. Real Thai Beanie Babies in a mini size. To toss, tuck, or just plain
Yeah, they all have names.
One's in each $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal you buy your kid.
Give me a second. I might have one in, like, my closet somehow, straggling. Oh! I think I can... I don't know what I'm pulling out, but I'm pulling out one of them. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's creepy, actually. I pulled out the fucking worst one. Ah! I pulled out the worst one. It's a fucking snake. My closet is just... I'm in a small area, so everything's, like, shoved in. It's just too hard for me to find it. But I definitely have all the McDonald's ones in there, too. I pulled out my snake. Yes. All right, what's next? Mr. Bucket. Why don't I... Mr. Bucket?
Mr. Bucket.
That's right. I'm Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket. Put your balls in my mouth, Mr. Bucket. Tons of fun, Mr. Bucket. Put your balls in my mouth, Mr. Bucket. Let me suck on them balls, Mr.
Okay,
Bucket.
this is not real. My Coco was trying her hardest to convince us this jingle was real. Let's get the real one.
Bucket.
That's right. I'm Mr. Bucket.
Here we go.
I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls in my top. I'm Mr. Bucket. Out of my mouth I will pop. I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all gonna run. I'm Mr. Bucket.
The game's Mr. Bucket. The first to get their balls into Mr. Bucket wins, but look out, because the balls will pop out of his mouth.
I'm Mr. Bucket. The balls pop out of my mouth. I'm Mr. Bucket. A ball is
This really isn't much better. Not
out
much.
of my back. I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all gonna run. I'm Mr. Bucket.
I don't think you want to win, kid. It's not a fun game. I never played Mr. Bucket. What I did play, I'm gonna throw one in. Gooey Louie. Have any of you played Gooey Louie? Basically, you pick his nose, and if you pick the wrong booger, his brain pops out. Actually true.
This is Gooey
This is
Louie,
it.
the game where you pick gooey's out of Louie's nose. Gross! But if you pick the wrong Gooey, Gooey Louie's brains pop out. Gooey Louie comes with everything you see here. Now there's a Gooey Louie squirter in every game.
So I used to play with my mom and sister. There was like a spring there to attach the booger to. So they would always have me do it because my sister was grossed out by it and my mom was like, I don't know how to do it. So I would always know which booger would pop his brain out. It's like I knew, so I'd never lose. I didn't cheat. I would let them win a lot of the time just to, you know, because my sister would get upset. So I'd let her win. I'd be like, damn it. And I'd act all mad. I'd be like, oh man, I always lose at this game. She'd be like, ha. Little does she know, I could have fucking won every single time. Sock'em Boppers. I must have reviewed this a million times. Sock'em Boppers, more fun than a pillow fight. Blow 'em up, put your hands inside, get ready to have the time of your life.
Soccer boppers, you can sock all day and bop all night. Soccer boppers, more fun than a pillow fight.
All right, hit it.
Blow 'em up, put your hand inside, get ready to have the time of your life.
You wouldn't have the time of your life. You'd knock your friend out with a sock'em bopper because it barely had any protection. And then you'd get into actual real fights. This was not the time of your life. This is what ruined friendships. How could we forget Nerf? So many Nerfs. So there was the Nerf guns. You had the Nerf balls. One of the coolest Nerfs, I thought, if you had a Nerf football, you felt like you were the best QB. You were the best player ever. You could throw this thing a mile, even if you had no skill at throwing. Here we go.
The sounds
Oh,
of
yeah.
football. The new sound of football. The new Nerf Turbo Screamer football, specially designed for the screaming sound of excitement. Turbocharged for long-distance launches, so anyone can have a rocket arm.
Bro, Bro, that ball would go. That ball would be taxed in both states because of where it would go. It would be in New York City, get taxed there, and into another state. That's how far you would throw it. No joke. Even the pilots, you had to get like, you had to sign things because of how far you could throw it, that you couldn't throw it certain times of the day.
New Nerf Turbo Screamer Football.
It was actually really cool. Now, you thought that thing went far? There it is, the Vortex. This thing flew.
The Vortex. I'm John Elway.
John Elway, dude.
This is the Vortex. And I'm going to throw the Vortex farther than any football in history. The farthest flying football in history. Cooley Vortex. Now the Vortex Howler screams with 3
The thing is, it seems like it's a troll and not real, but that's actually real. It goes that far. What? Did they get Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning on the Colts. Just saying, you know, one of my favorite football players. I love his forehead. It's quite big. We resemble
Vortex
that.
ultralight football. Watch it fly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got to be a pro to throw it that far.
Hey, Peyton. Hey, Peyton. This time, go up.
Whoa, check that out. It's got to be over 50 yards.
Ball really does fly.
That's just making fun of the Colts and Peyton. Okay, this is fucking bullshit. What a garbage commercial. Commercials in the 90s sucked. I hate them. Nickelodeon Gak. Oh, man. This stuff was gross. It smelled. I never liked Gak. I hated it.
What is Nickelodeon Gak? Gak, gak, gak. It's gak, gak, gak. The incredible
You go blow bubbles with it?
Washable, squeezable. It's stretchable, bounceable.
I never liked it.
It's gak, gak, gak.
It's just gross.
Gag attack. It's gak, gag, gag. You smush it, twist it, it's bubbling. Mix it, make wacky gag sounds.
I just hated it. Yeah, they fart if you go. Tickle Me Elmo. I still have one in storage. I have one brand new in the box of Tickle Me Elmo. I believe they were like 20 bucks and like they were being sold for like $60, $70. They were the craze for some reason. And I thought they were creepy.
Tickle Me Elmo. Just tickle Elmo, and he really talks.
That tickles.
And laughs. Tickle him again, and hold on, because his whole body shakes with laughter.
Oh, boy.
So be on the lookout.
It was just weird. Everybody wanted one for Christmas, but then like every parent was trying to get this Tickle Me Elmo for their kids, and none of the kids even wanted it. It was more so the parents that were collecting the Tickle Me Elmo. No kid was like, I want Tickle Me Elmo. I remember Demon Tickle Me Elmo. It was like, it was so creepy.
I love it. I know.
So stupid. And then he'd stand back up. It was just weird. Mousetrap. Mousetrap's a good one. Let me see if I can remember this. It's a crazy action. A zany contraption. The fun is catching its Mousetrap.
What are we doing, bud? We're going in for the big cheese, but it's every mouse for himself, so don't get caught. Mousetrap! It's a zany action, a crazy contraption. The fun is catching its Mousetrap.
Let's go!
Mousetrap! Build a
Got it.
contraption to trap the other mice.
That was
but
it.
don't get caught yourself. Turn the crank, do the boost. Suddenly, we're down the chute. Move the hand, the marble drop, the diver foot. We just can't stop. It's a zany action, a crazy contraption. The fun is catching. You wanna bite? It's Mousetrap.
If anybody has played this, you're all lying that it always went super smoothly whenever you played. It didn't always go super smoothly. Press 1 if you did play and it always went super smoothly. Press 2 if you played, it never went super smoothly. And 3 if you never played. Bro, I see a lot of 1s and 2s. It's like split and then a lot of 3s. A lot of the time, at least from my experience and everybody played, it just never worked correctly. It would get stuck. He would never flip correctly. It was just a hassle. It was always a hassle. Stretch Armstrong. The very first ever Stretch Armstrong. I have it as a collectible and it has never been stretched. I have the comic and everything. Never been stretched. Not once. This is the one I have.
Help!
This
Who's
one.
wrong?
Stop! Stop, evildoers!
Introducing super stretching superhero Stretch Armstrong. Yes, Stretch Armstrong. Now stretching fun farther than ever before. He bends.
It's the first thing you would do with friends is you grab him and you'd be like, see how far we could go, bro? And like run across as far as you can.
Stretches, even ties and knots, but always returns to his original shape.
No, he doesn't. He does not always return to his original shape. When you got like 4 kids, bro, stretching the shit out of this dude, he does not return to his original shape.
How's he do that?
He's been doing that since he was a kid. Stretch Armstrong from Cap Toys. Who else?
It's cool, it stretches, but it does not always go back to its original. Oh, the skip it. I was pretty good at skip it.
Now kids come gather.
Wait, hey, come kids now, gather round. In store in town. Fun to say so to today. Thursday to price to pay. See, that's...
See what just skipped into town, so skip it.
Skip it!
Jump to hop hop. Skip it, skip it. Skipping and a screaming and a bop to bop. But the very best thing of all, there's a
counter on this wall.
On this ball. So try to beat your
the very best score.
See if you can jump a whole lot more. Skip it, skip it. Come on, everybody, skip it.
That's right. There's a counter on it. The counter worked pretty good. It would break pretty quickly, but then you had to count. But that was fun. And then you get into arguments with your friends about, no, I did 50. And you pick up your sock and boppers and then duke it out. And then your parents would sue. That's what happened. Don't Wake Daddy, Parapa. This is a really good one. Don't Wake Daddy, the board game. This is a really good board game. Wait, I don't remember this. There it is. Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually a cool concept. It's actually a really cool concept. And it was actually RNG when you would hit the alarm. It wasn't like Gooey Louie. Oh my god, connects, dude. They're connects first. Oh my god, what the f—
This ride definitely falls into the elite build category, and it mimics the real ride exceptionally well. I just have to figure out how to miniaturize myself and actually ride on this crazy contraption. The Frisbee ride is over 14 feet high, and it has 3 electric motors just to make the arm rotate. The same creator has also built a massive ball machine, and it could have easily made it onto this list, so make sure to check out his YouTube channel. At number 8, the Citadel version 2.
What the
Built
hell?
by the talented Shadowman, the Citadel is an epic ball machine. There are too many innovative parts to list, but it includes a radial maze, a caged helix, and a twisted tower. This build was staged in different elements, and there's a whole—
All I could keep thinking is, what happens if you move from the house? What do? You have to take it apart? Like... No, man. Don't move. What happens if there's a spider in your house, you step on it, and all the babies spread everywhere, and now you want to burn the house, right? Now what do? Oh, eat the spiders. Yep, makes perfect sense. Oh, dude, I always wanted a big roller coaster with Connects, man.
People from all across the world, and it stood as one of the best and most epic Connects creations. I just hope that I'm born as a super ant in the next life, so I can actually go on some of these crazy rides. At number 1, the Bloodhound. A full Connects replica of the Bloodhound set a record as the world's largest Connect structure. It has over 380,000 pieces, and it took over 1,200 man-hours to assemble. I'm not even sure if you can actually buy 380,000 pieces, so this record will likely hold for a very long time. The structure itself is over 43 feet long, and it took a team of 164 people just to build this collide.
Oh my god!
If you haven't heard, the real Bloodhound is going to break the 1,000-mile-per-hour barrier. So it's going to be one of the fastest and most iconic cars in the world.
That's
and I think it's really neat to build something that is a world record, inspired from something that is actually going to set a world record. So it's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Yo, you gang.
And once again, I really appreciate you watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. And make sure to sub.
Actually crazy. But let's just get that commercial really quick. I think I remember this one. This was 1997. I think. Yeah.
Cosmic invaders are planning an attack, sir. We need that hyperspace training tower stat.
Yup.
Hyperspace training tower, you can build it with the power
of Connects. Yup.
It's Gigundo.
Whoa, it's bigger than Dad.
Train him hard from the
You would see this, bro, as a kid, and you'd be like, yo, I could make that. No. The Connects pieces, when you put them in, they'd be hanging out. You had to, like, squeeze them. Your thumb would get all jammed. You'd be pissed off. It'd be red, squeezing them in. It would never work. When they finally came out with the motor one, you would connect it. It wasn't Connects. It was more like broken every time. This was a lie.
Walks in space, gyro spinning.
We are ready.
Master hyperspace with the awesome power.
Hyperspace training tower comes with electric motor and everything.
It was definitely a skill issue, but the worst was when you put a connects in, some of them were lodged and just clamped so good that when you tried to get it out, it was the worst. A bounce off from Yo-Yo. When I was a kid, there was a thing called the Brain, and there was another one. There was its counterpart. Was it Yo-Mega? I think it was the Yo-Mega. The Brain and the Yo-Mega. So what I would do is the Brain, this Yo-Yo allowed you to do is had springs in it, and when you would do a sleeper. So a sleeper, God, wow. Can't believe I remember this. Sleeper in Yo-Yo terms is, so you'd hold the Yo-Yo like this, you'd turn like this, and you would throw it down, and you would turn your wrist, okay? The Yo-Yo would still be spinning, but it would spin down there, and then it would come up. So you could leave it down there as long as you want, and when it was down there for a good amount of time, you could do things like rock the cradle, and then like come back and then go back to it. It was a special yo-yo. Yeah, the Brain was a special yo-yo. Like this guy will show you.
In this video, I'm going to teach you the Brain Twister, and it looks like this.
Like you could do this, but you have to do it quick because then it's going to come back. Sleeper with a Brain yo. So this is the thing called the sleeper, and this was very easy to do, but this is what opened up all of your tricks with the yo-yo right here.
Well, today I'm going to talk about if you have purchased the Brain yo-yo. The Brain is one of the most easiest ones to learn to throw a sleeper with.
Yeah.
Number one, make sure that you have a slip knot made properly on the right spot in your hand.
Yep.
And when you go to throw it down, the yo-yo
you got to slam down and turn.
Over the top of the yo-yo. If it's going underneath like that, it'll stick on your finger. It's got to be going over the top so that it rolls smoothly out. And to throw a sleeper, you need to make sure you're throwing it straight.
Straight down and then you turn.
Straight.
Yes. You throw it down hard enough
two,
for the springs.
You have to be going fast.
Yep.
And number three, you have to snap your wrist.
Yes.
Throw it straight.
Snap the wrist.
Smooth and
like that. Look at that.
And the Brain will sleep.
Look at that. And now watch.
That you might encounter if you throw.
It's so sick. So it would just sleep like that. It would just stay down there, still going, and then you could pull it back up. It was actually sick. I actually know a lot of tricks with yo-yos. Rock the Cradle was one of my favorites. So if you're ever interested in getting a yo-yo, the Brain yo-yo, man, it's just actually really neat. How many times did you get beat up in school playing with that yo-yo? Well, let me tell you, doll. How many times did I get beat up? None, because everybody had a Brain yo-yo. Everybody was impressed with the amount of tricks I could do, so I didn't get beat up. Okay? One I kept seeing over and over for a while now was hit clips. Oh my god. So this is NSYNC. A quick little story for those that might not know. This is the NSYNC hit clips. Let me first show you what hit clips are.
Hit it! Coming at you right between the ears is hit clips. Music.
Okay, I gotta be careful with the DMCA because NSYNC is singing in the background. So we didn't have iPods back then. You didn't have your phone to listen. You had a Walkman. But you had this thing called hit clips. And hit clips would go in this little Walkman thing and allowed you to play like 40 seconds of the song, and you would literally listen to it over and over the 40 seconds. They had a micro boombox as well. No one bought this. No one was holding a little boombox like this. So NSYNC, the first time I ever seen NSYNC was on the Disney Channel when I was a kid. I was like 11 and I was watching. I was like, whoa, these guys are cool. I became the biggest NSYNC fan after watching them on Disney. So I asked my mom and begged, can we go to Aeropostale? I really want to get a vest. And she's like, well, the vest was like $40. And she was like, this is going to take up like a lot of your school clothes for like, I was like, don't care. I need the vest. I would walk around with that vest with no shirt on, just like NSYNC. Dog tags. And I dyed the front of my tips blonde. I wanted to be in a boy band. Got NSYNC's hit clip, and I would listen to their song over and over. So this girl I liked, my sister told this story once on stream. I told her I was gonna sing for her, as I had my bubble vest and my thing. And she was like, can I hear it? And I was like, soon. She was like, are you gonna make a song for me? I was like, yes. I have no musical talent, so I plagiarized. I memorized the NSYNC song, and I knew she didn't know who they were because they were new on Disney. So I remembered the song, and it was like, God must have spent a little more time on you, that song. So I wrote it all down from the hit clip, and I sang it to her on the phone. My sister heard. She was like, are you singing to a girl? I was like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, she became my girlfriend after that. And then we broke up 2 weeks after. But I still rocked my bubble vest. Shirtless with my dog tags every day with my blonde tips in the front. Power glove. I kind of remember having a power glove-ish. I think I got one at like a yard sale. We used to go to yard sales a lot. And I got one there. And I just didn't know how to use it. It was like, I remember like balls were coming. That sounds so bad, but balls were arriving in the NES. You had to do something with them. I remember I had it briefly. I don't remember much about it. But I feel like this is like more so the 80s. But I definitely had a knockoff because my Power Glove did not have this on it. It did not have that. Oh my god. I did not have this. Okay, I don't remember doing any of that. I just remember I had a knockoff, I guess, and it was like balls would go and I had to punch them, and that's all I got. Troll doll. Oh, the troll dolls. I'll never understand these. All the girls had them. I thought these things were so ugly. I hated their hair, but girls collected them. Guys had them too, but I hated them.
I wish F stood for fantastic. I wish kids got to do the grocery shopping. Ew, yeah.
What the
When you wish on a treasure troll, who knows what might happen?
These things are so creepy.
Treasure trolls are the only trolls that have a jewel in their tummy that you can wish on. What would you wish for?
I wish cherry cough syrup really tasted like cherries.
Oh, I resonate with this kid. That's a great wish. Cherry cough syrup, when you were a kid, was terrible. It did not taste like cherry. It was a lie and a scam. Mom would be like, it's cherry cough syrup. You know, I'm like, oh, all right. You would taste it. It tasted nothing like cherry at all. Oh.
Treasure trolls.
See, this is why, like, a 90s commercial is so good, because everybody had to deal with this, and you throw that in the commercial, too. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe we'll see a part 3. Again, a big thank you to chat, and this was a lot of fun. Okay, bye.